my man? I'm doing good, thanks for asking. I've been hard at work recording lots of loops, so that's exactly what we're gonna explore today. And I've been working so intensely on recording them all, I have barely jammed over them, so it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think, this session. Hey there, Void, what's up? Something dynamic, I like it, that's a cool request. So let's try going from soft to loud. That would be the soft one, right? That's fairly dynamic. You can't really do that if your sound is over-compressed or you have lots of distortion. That's also a very dynamic thing you can do, and it's not very difficult. If you grab a bend, hope you can hear me. So if you grab a bend like this, you know, or so you could play that lots of consecutive times and just varying your pick attack, and that's a cool way to get some dynamics going. Plus it sounds cool if you release the bend. So I'm in D major now, so I'm bending on the 17th fret. So we're going from loud to soft there in a like super obvious way, right? So as you can tell, this is a pretty happy and major sounding track. I don't know why, but I've always been a minor guy, so I always liked sad sounding backing tracks. But I don't know, there's something, I've just discovered something in major tracks. You know how they always say that, well, it's not that easy. You can't say that major sound happy and minor sound sad. And I think that's what I'm kind of rediscovering here, that although this theoretically is minor and it should sound kind of happy, you can still find stuff in between like that gives it like a, what's the word, like a melancholic kind of sound. To me, that's really nice. want to tune in, I'm in D major, so you can play, if you want to, the D major pentatonic, which is the same shape as the B minor scale. So you could just do your... Whoops. And that's something I'm trying to get better at. It's a little bit inspired by Matthias Sato, sliding around with these triads. No, not triads, sorry. Thirds. So these are dyads. So we're playing double stops, like 2 notes. And we're playing thirds. So minor third and major third. Sound than your average. Ooh, Symphony of Destruction. I would never be able to fit that over here. Final Countdown. Same without. I don't even know that track. That's even worse. Sorry, man. Rule, thank you so much for your kind words. Fluff by Black Sabbath, don't know it, sorry, man. Thank you so much. So I'm playing my Mesa Boogie Mark 5 amp, the clean channel, and I have the full tone OCD pedal, which is pretty maxed out on the sound. So you're hearing like an amp-like pedal plugged into a real tube amp, and then going out through a speaker cabinet simulator called More Radar. That's the signal chain. Okay, so I'm playing D major here. But the easy way to approach this is definitely to play the D major pentatonic scale, because you can reuse your trusty pentatonic box here on the 7th fret. Like it. Cool, so should we find another one? Got lots to choose from here. Let's see. I was liking the softer vibes. Oops, 2 tracks at the same time, maybe not what we're looking for. I don't even know what that means. I'm in the thick of it. Maybe that means I am. This could be cool. E major. why not? I like the key of E major. Napalm in the morning, is that something you're experiencing, or is it the name of a band? I know Napalm Death, that was a death metal band. I think they're still around. Thank you, Mr. Var. Oh, Napalm Death, that's the band Jim Carrey used for his death metal scene that I remember, yeah. I wonder if he really likes them or just thinks they're a fun example of death metal. Pretty nice. So you like a worn down guitar. So this is indeed a relic guitar, so it's a fake worn down, and it's made by Vintage Icon, and the guitar is called Vintage Icon V6, but I've done some work to it. I have like a work in progress scallop going on here. I don't know if you can even tell. It doesn't want to zoom in right now there. And I've also swapped the pickups for bare knuckle Apache, so in a way the pickups cost as much as the whole guitar. This isn't an insanely expensive guitar. I think you can get it for like, I think I bought it for like 300 or 400 euros, but that was 8 years ago, so I know the prices are different now. Oh, it was Cannibal Corpse. Okay, not Napalm Death, yeah. Guitar Page, been waiting for days for a stream. Thanks for waiting, man. So if you're wondering where I've been, I worked on producing these loops. I just felt like I needed to renew myself. I would like to go live as often as possible, but I hate going live if I'm like the same player as yesterday. It's like, maybe you guys don't notice, but I certainly feel it like if I'm playing the same things over and over. So that's why I need to take a short break and just give myself new context. And I have tons of loops now, and we can have fun with that. So I'm gonna try another one speaking of that. But thank you for sticking around, man. So I've still tried to upload some short videos, but generally when I'm work with something, I get really into it, and everything around me disappears. So I've just been producing these loops like a madman, and it's fun. Ever since I got my new loop pedal, I've really had some fun just saving these loops, because prior to that I couldn't save the loops, so it wasn't as fun. Now I have 100 loop spots, so I can just record a loop, move on, record a loop, move on, and then I have like 40 new loops. It's like, whoa, now I'm gonna jam away. And that's where we are right now, by the way. I haven't even had the time to explore all of these. A major. A major. cool. Let's see what more we have. What's up? Greetings from Chirac. Augustine, where is that? Dave Mustaine casually mentioned Jim Carrey likes Napalm Death. Yeah, it's funny. I agree. Can you play Calm Night Kino? Legendary Soviet. Sorry, don't know it. Lick out of work. Christopher Dahl, effing shreds. Thank you, man. Of course, this is not a shred session, but still, thank you. D major. Sure, I love the chord. It won't work over D major, but you know, it's the add 9 chord. It's that chord, right? Gonna add the E minor add 9. Just playing E minor add 9, A minor add 9, and then B7, B dominant. So it's a pretty cool one. So let's switch to some minor loops now. This is actually just what we were speaking about. These are add 9 chords, I think. In E minor. Sounds great. Thank you, man. So a lot of people ask me about my scallop fretboards, and this kind of guitar, which has fairly low frets, doing the bends I just did would be a hassle without the scallops. Now, of course, I could re-fret the guitar, that would have a similar effect, but I'm not comfortable doing that on my own, and since this is a fairly cheap or inexpensive guitar, I think re-fretting it professionally, at least now, doesn't really make sense to me. But scalloping does. I think it's fun, and you just do it a little bit. It doesn't really affect the guitar that much. It just makes these bends much easier. A blues that smells cigar. I don't even know what that is. Oh, Neil Armstrong. If you want to learn guitar, that's a good one. If you want to learn guitar, tell me where to start. Okay, so it's not possible to give a super specific answer here, because in order to do that, I would need to know you personally, or at least know what your musical preferences are. Because that's where you should start. You should never start to play guitar with some exercise or something that someone else gave you. It needs to be related to something you love musically. And the reason is simple. Most people give up after just a few weeks. So if you want to avoid the same fate, you really have to make sure that anytime you sit down and try to play something, it somehow relates to something you like listening to. And the most obvious example is maybe learn a few basic chords that are from a song that you like, and sometimes you can simplify the chords, or if the song is super difficult, maybe you can learn just a part of it, or just like some simplified version. I find that that's the best way to help people not to give up, basically. Roland, thank you so much for loving it. So my favorite song and album, that's an impossible one. I have so many favorites, but if we're speaking about like rock stuff that I've listened more to recently, I'm a big fan of Tool, and those are one of the bands I never listened to back in the days, even though I listened to lots of different metal bands. So I kind of discovered Tool when I was older, right? So I love listening to any of Maynard's projects, so Puscifer, Perfect Circle, or Tool. So I think the Perfect Circle, called like Eat the Elephant or something like that, a really good album. That could be an example. Oh, thank you. BJ, amazing talent. Thank you so much. Something chill with slow bending. Let's try it. Was it bending too fast there, perhaps? I don't know. Thanks for asking. Cool, Liz. You're 67 years old and you want to learn to play the guitar. Practice everything I'm doing. What you said, find something that you love to hear and try to play along. Exactly. So I would recommend, as you said, even trying to play along, because then you get all the music for free. And what I mean by that is obviously the music you're gonna listen to, whether you purchased it or not, that's a different story. I'm thinking about the rhythm and the harmony. You get all that just by playing to something, which is exactly what I'm doing here, right? So with this backing track, I can just do this. It pretty much sounds like music, but without the backing track, I don't know, maybe not as interesting. Would you see my point? So you should definitely, if you can and if you're inclined to do it, play along with something like your favorite songs or just backing tracks you find online, whatever. If you're totally new to music, you're going to have to make sure you're in tune, right? Or even if you're not new to music, you're going to have to do that. I do that before every session. Because if you play along to something and you're not in tune, it can sound really bad. But as I was saying, jam along to something that's going to sound awesome. Bryce, legend, thank you. Cool, we got both Kurt Cobain and Dave Mustaine here. I like it. Powder Blue Strat. This is actually a vintage Icon V6. Ever feel wrist pain strain? Yes, that's a common issue and you have to be very careful with that. Your body, the older you get, and basically bad posture and tensed up playing and stretchy playing, or even like learning some new chords you're not familiar with, all of that can give you strain. So you have to, as soon as your body's telling you something is wrong and it does that through pain, then you have to listen to it. If you keep on playing without listening to your body, you will get a permanent injury and you might never be able to play again. Also, I find these stretching exercises useful. I don't know if it's for everybody, but when I got an injury, I was happy to get out of it thanks to a chiropractor, and he recommended these stretching exercises, so I do them since then. Oh, can you make licks with the Hirajoshi scale? Let's try it. So this would be like B Hirajoshi. This is the kind of thing you can get an injury from, right? Doing stretchy stuff. Bruno, what's up? So, Japanese scale, Hirajoshi scale, it's pretty cool stuff. Marseille, c'est super, vous êtes français alors. Jam with the Lydian or mixed Lydian scale for some spacier melodic. Okay, so Lydian or mixed Lydian, I'm gonna have to make a switch from minor to major. Let's do that. I think it was about time anyway. So far, no Lydian or mixed Lydian, but we can try out a little bit of Lydian here, see how it sounds. That works. Now it could suit better with like a Lydian sounding progression. This doesn't really have any Lydian to it, so we're using Lydian here as an outside note. Sounds very outside, so maybe a bit more careful with it. Just sliding from it, lightly touching on it. So Mixolydian, I don't think that's gonna work so well. Let's try E-Mixolydian. Yeah. So I would do Mixolydian over like a blues or rock, more rock sounding track perhaps. And Lydian, that works, but I would prefer like some super Lydian chords, like I don't know what that would be, so maybe like that, right? So if you take like a C major 7, if you've known that chord, 8th fret here on the low E string, and then 9th fret on the D string, so you're skipping the A string, and 9th fret on the G string, we get this, and then finally the 8th fret here on the B string. That's a nice voicing of a C major 7, and I use thumb, finger, finger, finger. But if you swap these two fingers here, put the middle finger on the 8th fret low E string, and then put the index finger on the 7th fret B string, you get that Lydian sound. So once again, you have your C major 7, and then you swap these two fingers and do like this. I mean, you don't swap them fret by fret, but you kind of change which string they're playing on. So here's a Lydian chord, and you do that with like 8th fret low E string, and then 7th fret B string, and ring and little finger on the 9th frets. But yeah. You got some nerve injury in my left pinky got numb. Okay, I'm not a doctor, I can't help you, but you should definitely get treated. And sometimes for these kind of things, you would not really maybe see a traditional doctor, maybe a chiropractor or someone else who doesn't, who is not a strict doctor is going to give you medicine. Maybe you need some different kind of treatment. That's all I can tell, because I'm not, as I said. Bad sound for that. Logan. Watching Marty play guitar. Yeah, Marty does a lot of these Hirajoshi. Hello from Brazil. Cool, you would show my videos to him. What an honor. Tell him hello from me. Okay. So let's see what more we have here. I'm just gonna... I like the groove of the other one, this one. Ballad-like backing tracks is I think it sounds vastly superior if you're able to play a little bit behind the beat. So here's what I try not to do. Whatever, that doesn't sound as good to me as trying to restrain yourself, like just hit those notes in the last second. So that's so much cooler to me, and it doesn't even have to be fancy. And that's when I manage to get that down. That's also when I do those funny faces, which I really can't help. Sorry about it. I know I look really ugly when I do that, but what can I do? The music is what matters in the end, not my facial expressions. I'm just gonna play on the top strings now, the E and the B string. Or which strings do you have left? Let me know and I'll play on those. But if I just play on the top strings, it'll be this. Amber, I'm hot, thank you. So just playing on the E and the B string works well, I think. Oh, it reminds you of Joe Bonamassa, thanks so much. Yeah, swing in jazz, I guess, is a bit more specific. I would describe it more as finding the pocket, you know, or not really the pocket either. It's just phrase behind the beat. That's what it is. So you can choose to play on the beat, and when you're starting out, that's your goal, right? You just randomly hit on the beat before and after. As you get more comfortable and you can play on the beat, you can then choose to play before the beat or behind the beat. And in most cases, I prefer playing behind the beat. That sounds relaxed. A lot of times when we sound kind of crappy, and although we play the correct notes and we don't really know what went wrong, that's when you play before the beat. You know, sounds stressed, sounds like you're just trying to get those notes out. But behind the beat is beautiful. I think it's relaxed. Exactly, Liz. There is a connection between faces and cool music, but you can't make faces and expect cool music. However, making those faces can be an indication that you're really digging into what you're playing, and that's what matters. Yeah, not only are fake faces not helpful, right? But you just end up looking silly, I think. Because chances are, if you're thinking about making faces, you're devoting even less energy to what you're actually playing. So don't care about faces, but if they do come as a result of your playing unconsciously, then that's just an indication you're doing good. Christian, yeah, the blues scale formula, that's correct. It has a flat 5, so it's a pentatonic scale with a flat 5. Of course, I'm in major now, but what I can do is actually play the blues scale from relative minor, and that's going to give me the minor third in a major context. So it sounds a little bit bluesy, but very different. But I prefer like the major pentatonic here. Desde Mexico. What's up, Ellen? Tricky one. Sometimes I fall into these impossible voicings. So I don't think about chords here. I just look at which note from the scale can I combine. And for some reason I thought I would be able to combine these notes, but that was kind of tricky. Works, but it's tricky. As I said, I don't think in terms of chords here. I just look at my scale and see, are there any interesting, any combinations I can do where I can manage the fingering basically, and then I try it. So lots of different. All of these are just from the E major scale, but then I thought, hey, let's try this one, and that was a bit tricky for me. Nice track, Let Her Go, but I don't know it. Christian, sounds so satisfying. Thank you, man. Oh, Joey, you ready? Cool, so you're an old GMCer. Were you active on the forum? Did you have a username there? I think we are ready, finally. Cool. So that means I've been playing this track for 10 minutes. Not bad. Let's try another one. I must say I'm more in the mood of like slower tracks right now. Let's see. Here we go. This is a cool one, I think. E major. Ellen, what's up? Sultans of Swing, don't know it. Once Upon a Time in Mexico, don't know it. Yeah, that was a long time. 2005, man, you're an old timer. Cool. Thanks for hanging around still. So you're still playing the guitar? Slava Ukraini man. Cool, you miss Marcus. Yeah, I do too. Cool. So I think he just got more involved in the family side and had less time for music. I know he got at least one child. I think maybe another one later on. So life goes on. This is a fantastic track. E major. So much space here. Would you say this track sounds sad or happy? I'm curious. So if you have an opinion, please just write sad or happy and see how many. And I'll let you know what I think when we're done. Mellow, that was not part of the deal. So mellow is like borderline sad, wouldn't you say? Yeah, between happy and sad, yeah. So Orphan Rats, you think it sounds happy, okay? So we have mellow, we have happy. Any more opinions? Do you think this track sounds sad or happy? Yeah, between happy and sad. So that's another vote for mellow then, okay? So this is just a loop I recorded a few days ago. It doesn't have a name. But it's funny because you know how there's a discussion about happy or major sounding happy, and it's like, no, not all major progressions sound happy. I mean, this is an obvious example. It has a jazzy, and I would agree, yeah, mellow feel. Trying a different kind of sound here. Well, this is nice. It has a very different sound. I just disengaged the full tone OCD, and this is more. You're just hearing more of the amp now with the like booster pedals in front of it. Jana, you think it sounds happy? Cool. Oh, you prefer the other one. Okay, yeah, it's a very different sound. I think this is pretty cool. In a way, it kind of matches the backing track better. But it sounds so much more thin. So yeah, it's a lot of times when you change sounds like this, you also have to adapt your playing a little bit. And that's why I like constantly dialing in new sounds, because it forces me to play differently. If I just play the same way with two totally different sounds, it's not gonna work. And maybe that's part of what you're hearing now. I need to think a little bit different. What do other people think? Was the previous sound better, or should I try to play a bit more with the sound? I think this is a very natural and raw kind of sound. Bilge also likes the previous one. Skynyrd, I don't know Skynyrd, sorry. So we have 2 votes against this and 0 for. So no one likes this new sound. I try to beef it up a little bit with a bit of warmth here, maybe. A bit warmer now. Subscribe, great playing. Thank you so much, TJ. Okay, so let's switch back to the previous sound. Here we are, full tone OCD now. Well, I don't know any Skynyrd, so I can't play. So here's the first sound. Prefer this or the other one? Jimmy likes both. Okay, so I must admit, I'm also, they're very different. I like both. So on the first sound, I was using like position 1, 2, 3, 4, so the in-between position. Now I'm using the neck position only, so usually you have to do that to kind of balance things, right? You change sound. If you have a very different sound coming from the amp, you're also likely to maybe change something on the guitar, including your playing style. I think this is just a lot of space, a lot of room. Cool, you like both. Thank you, CR. Excellent vibrato. Okay, so now you like both. I like it. Me too. I just like changing, and this is such a radical change. It kind of, again, forces me to play differently. sounds like the sound is coming straight from the guitar without an amp. I mean, that's really not the case, but it sounds very raw and natural. I don't know if you agree. It sounds almost like I'm not plugged into anything. Yeah, the first one has a David Gilmour. Yeah, sure. From Brazil, what's up, my man? I wish I could say something in Portuguese, but I can't. Sorry about that. Joey liked this one better. Awesome. So, like I said, the previous one, the first one, I was with the full tone OCD pedal, and it adds a lot of kind of warmth. It's still clean, but it's a very warm sound. I removed that, and I just boosted the signal in a more neutral way. So you're hearing more of just like the amp setting I have, which is it's brighter, and it doesn't have quite the super fat low bottom end. Kia, and what Edric, what do you mean, what are three? Exactly, rolling down the volume can create warmth for sure. It's a very powerful tool, and I use the tone knob now as well. So if I don't use the tone knob, it's harsher and more direct. So with the tone knob rolled down, it helps a little bit. But I have a more sophisticated switching scheme here. I can actually disengage a treble bleed by pulling this push-pull knob. And that's also going to give me more warmth. If I push it, if I pull it, it's not a huge difference, but it makes a little bit of difference. Edric Bryant, I don't understand your question. What is 3 meant to do? What 3? But both sounds to me are very kind of responsive, right? They have a dynamic range. So I'm kind of careful not to compress or flatten the sound here. And so when I hit hard, it sounds different than when I hit soft. And it sounds very different in volume as well. So you can hear that. If I play the same thing with more attack, it's a huge difference, right? And you have a whole spectrum in between, and that's really how you can get a lot of variations. Just by playing the same simple phrases over and over, you can make them sound differently just by how hard you hit them. is a vintage icon. Yes, Kia, I do teach. So if you want to check that out, you can just Google my name, Christopher Dahl. That's interesting. Now I just changed the speaker cabinet simulator, and that has a huge impact on sound as well. I didn't like this one, so let's prefer this is the previous one, much better. Yeah, I love Fender as well, both their guitars and amps. That's right. I'm a little bit more warmed up now, so I'm throwing in some of those fancier runs in there. What I could do here to help me with those runs, I could also throw in a compressor here. This is with a compressor. Now I don't have the same dynamic range at all. There's really a ceiling now, but I can do these. It helps with that, right? But it'd be interesting to see if you think I sacrifice the tone and dynamics now with this compressor. This is not a Strat, it's just a vintage Icon V6 guitar. It's like 9 years old or something. my cool guitar. Which one is that? I have a few guitars in the back here. I don't know if you can tell them. No, you can't even see them. No. Where are they? I think they're somewhere else. Oh, there. But I don't know which one is cool. You tell me. Jimmy, yeah, you're correct in your analysis that the sound is still good, but you don't get the same dynamics. The blue one, well, this is the blue one. Oh, you mean the dark blue one? That's the LTD. I have it here. I use that one for high gain stuff. It doesn't sound nearly as good for this kind of thing. Shazami, all of them are good. I like it. So Bluefire, I often get that question, which guitars do I prefer? I don't prefer any. That's why I have a whole bunch of them. I mean, for clean tones, I prefer something with low output pickups. Many times single coils, but I also like low output humbuckers for clean tones. It's not gonna sound like this, but it still sounds cool. It sounds a little bit warmer, right? But then when I play high gain, I like all the guitars, so can't tell you. But if you're looking to know which guitar you're gonna start with, sure, you can start with a Strat copy. That's perfectly fine. Keegan, the blue one is not worth the hassle right now because I'm gonna do a lot of stuff just to give you bad sound. But if you check out my shorts from yesterday, where I play high gain, that's the thing it works for. Or actually, yesterday I recorded short with my Les Paul, but like a few days back I recorded shorts with that one. So I began playing the guitar when I was 10. I got a classical guitar, and I got serious about the guitar. I started practicing several hours per day when I was 17, 18. Now I'm 43. And rumor has it I won't be getting any younger. Find that hard to believe. That's a nice lick. Shazami, you're 1 year older than me. That's pretty cool. Same generation for sure. Nice. Cool, guys. So this was a pretty nice session. I haven't done these for 3 days. That's the longest pause I've taken in over a month. So the reason I took a pause was because I felt I needed to renew myself a little bit, so I just spent time playing and recording these loops. But I still will keep doing these regularly. I might also try doing them on my Facebook page, which is much bigger than my YouTube channel, so it's been a while since I did them there. But if you go to my profile and you click the little thing there, you're going to find the link to my Facebook if you want to follow me there as well. You guys are so cool in these sessions. You just asked me so many good questions and also cool requests, which basically takes us forward. So I want to thank you for that. You are the best, and I've been Christopher Dahl. Thanks so much for tuning in. See you soon again. Cheers.